on him, make a head pop.
Hey everyone, how's everybody doing? This is Dre with Recovery One Drones. Hope everybody's having a great holiday, Hanukkah, Christmas season, or whatever you may want to call it. Hope you are having a great time with you and your family. Appreciate those who are already here in the chat. Waypoint New England, March TV, Mr. Mudball. Here. I don't know if he's here. He just might have it turned on. I don't know how he operates with his counting as present. A lot of things have been going on here lately. We had a major earthquake here early in the week here in Northern California. I live in Southern California, so it wasn't nothing for us down here. Don said my background music is too loud. That's so I can make sure you're going to show up. That's why it's loud. But yeah, everything is great in Southern California. We were not affected by the 7.0 earthquake here. There was no tsunami off the coast of Northern California or off the coast of Southern Oregon. So apparently everything that could have went wrong didn't go wrong. I'm sure there was still damage to structures and infrastructure there in the area that was hit, but nothing as serious as we've had in the past. Okay, he said the music is drowning me out. There should not be any music. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much. Forgot that music was even playing. We got that handled. How about now? Is that better? Thank you for keeping me on my toes. Somebody give me a thumbs up and tell me, is that better now that we took care of the background music? Don't listen to Don. I say, Don, the clock is right twice a day. So you already got your second time to being correct. All righty. Let's move on. And as always, this is the last. No, this is not going to be the last call. I am going to be on the 29th, will be my official last call. But there has been some things going on in the drone community I think is important enough to come on and do a early show to discuss some things maybe everybody has not heard or have not been paying attention. And so that's why I felt it was important enough for me to come on and do a show. I keep up with certain groups and certain web pages, I should say websites, and also Facebook groups. I know this information is slowly getting out. So I wanted to make sure I share it to those who I will share this video with. I appreciate those who have came in for the live broadcast, but I also will be posting this in several other Facebook groups to go further. And I appreciate the work that Marge does, and she shares it with her community out of the Philippines and across that region of the world. So I'm sure the information will get out, even though this is particularly a American issue that we'll be dealing with. But before we get into all that, we want to make sure we allow our sponsors to have their day in the sun. So here we are with Air Data.
Call is sponsored by Air Data, world's most trusted flight data platform. Use promo code Recovery1Drone20 for 20% discount on your subscription.
All right. And like I say, Margie's on the other side of the international date line, so it's actually Monday morning for her. And people like Dominic and Matt and Tim, they're on down in Australia, and so they're on their Monday morning regular routine by now. So we're gonna move on. As word it went out, I think it was maybe late Thursday, might have been early Thursday, but I know at least by Friday, Vic Moss had put out a video explaining some of the things that were taking place. And I know it always seemed like we're, doom and gloom, but I feel like as a drone community, we're on like a cat on our last life. I always say the term, a cat has 9 lives. It seems like we continue to work on our last life. And eventually we're going to get, something's going to happen. So Vic put out a video, very long video. A couple of big name folks shared it. The guys over at Steel Drones shared it. Russ on 51 Drones shared it. A couple other people shared his videos. I didn't want to share it because it's quite lengthy. I wanted to kind of give you the synopsis of it. And Vic was talking about he was asked to come meet with some people in Washington, D.C. during the week. And during that time, it became to him that certain individuals were trying to, once again, add the Countering CCP Drone Act into the NDAA, which is the National Defense Authorization Act. Okay? If you're not familiar what that is, the National Defense Authorization Act is basically the act that funds the military in all aspects, not just paying for the Band-Aids and bullets and stuff like that, but it also goes towards what supports our military, base housing, services for families within the military, and all that kind of good stuff. The NDAA is the approval bill that covers all these expenditures, not just for the combat action activities up front, but also taking care of what's going on back at home for those individuals who are serving. So it's a very important bill that needs to get passed. Our government has basically been kicking the can down the road with this, trying to just drag this out. And sometimes they do things like this so they can sneak things in at the last minute and not allow the elected officials to actually read what's in the bill. So once again, this was the course of action that was being proposed, and they even went down a real deep in the legislative playbook where they were trying to circumvent the regular floor vote and have this CCP Act be added to the NDAA just through committee. So if the committee approved it at the House, which has already been approved, and they wanted to get approved out of the Senate committee without it coming to the floor for a full vote. That was the game plan, okay, overall. Now, I don't know all the particulars. I have not heard from Vic Moss on the particulars. We got this information first thing Saturday morning, bright and early, and I will read it to you, and I'll let you see it on screen also. Is that this came out of Drone XL. Those who may not be familiar with Drone XL, it is basically ran by Hyatt, I want to say Costello, I believe his name is. He's out of Sweden originally, I believe. Been here in the States for the last, I would say at least 5 years, if not longer. but he's heavily respected in the drone industry. And he put this out, stated, I want to share our press release concerning the great news that there is no countering CCP Drone Act language in the 2025 National Defense Authorization Act. We received the bill last night, which he's talking about Friday night, and wanted to make sure everything was confirmed before we put out our press release this morning. The TLDR, which I'm not familiar who that may be, no DJI ban in the bill. We want to use battle and still have work to do. But for now, we can celebrate this victory. A huge thanks to all who contacted their elected officials. Y'all made a difference. And that's why I always continue to ask you guys, reach out to your elected officials, continue to reach out to them. This is an ongoing battle. And it's not just one party or the other party. This has been heavily supported by both sides of the aisle. And a lot of people thought, oh, Stefanik got promoted up to UN ambassador, and a few other folks, got promised jobs by President-elect Trump. So I told people, I said, there are still people in the wings that are still going to push this agenda. Just because some of the ones who had their names behind it before doesn't mean it's just going to go away. This is an ongoing issue, like I said, on both sides of the aisle. And now with some of the proposed appointments of certain individuals, I think there's even going to be a stronger push that we may have to look out for in our future. Okay. Later on in this press release, goes here, we said, we have big news to share. You may already have seen online, but if not, the text of the 2025 NDAA was released by the House Rules Committee on Saturday. We are thrilled to report that the Countering CCP Drones Act language did not make it into the final version of the bill. This would not have been possible without the incredible engagement of Drone Advocacy Alliance advocates like all of us who did reach out, who hope you actually signed up to be on that organization. It goes on, I want to say thank you for all your help along the way. Your efforts have been inspiring, to say the least. Together, drones users like you took part in hundreds of congressional meetings, sent thousands of letters, and it goes on and on and on from there. But what I want to talk about tonight is that sometimes I know we want to talk about the good times. And I had to remind one of the larger influencers about this activity. People always want to turn to, oh, we got the new flip drone coming out. We have the new Mavic 4 has been, the FCC stuff has been submitted, so it's coming out. But I always want to remind folks, it's nice to see DJI still producing things as always. But my reminder to my American friends, compatriots, and everything else, DJI doesn't make drones just for the United States. And the easiest reminder that I can point to you is simply this. Those who have ordered the Air 3S still have not gotten it. Those who are looking to buy the Air 3S, it is still not sold at Best Buy. It is still not sold on Amazon as of today's date. So no matter if it's a flip drone or if it's going to be the new Mavic 4, all this will be coming out early 2025, there is already a bill in place to hold a lot of these new drones at the ports. Irregardless if they got FCC approval, they can still hold it up at the ports using this slave labor law itself. So we have to kind of like be a little more tempered in our overwhelming or our joy that, oh, another new drone is coming out. I just tell folks, just try to just keep your feet on the ground, deal in reality, and make good decisions on what you want to buy or whatever the case may be. Because like I said before, you can't find anything beyond the original Air 3 or the Avata 2 at Best Buy. You know, like I said, they're not getting their stock in. Amazon's not getting their stock in. And those are the two. And I say, who else is there? This had it right. B&H has none in stock. Autorama has none in stock. And like I said, you got to go to even smaller mom and pop operations. Like I say, everybody will take your money, and they'll say, "Oh, we'll ship it whenever we get it." And that means you're playing the waiting game, and I'm sure nobody likes to play the waiting game. So those are the only thing you really look forward to. So you got to kind of think in your head, okay, these new drones are coming out. And as I explained to this bigger channel, I said, us here in America may actually be like this time of year, the kid going down to the department store, looking in the window of all the nice toys and stuff, and we may not get to play with them because they may not get through customs here in America. So that's what we have to deal with here. Hey, how you doing, Jody? Drone Shots. I see D-Wee came in. Appreciate you guys stopping by. If you can, hit the like button. Helps the algorithm and all that kind of good stuff. But that's the main thing I want to talk about tonight, that, you know, there are still a lot of forces out there that are trying to really put the hammer down on the drone community. Like I said, I will feel it as a drone operator, myself as a commercial operator, and I know, you know, every aspect of drones. This does not just affect quadcopters. This is going to affect FPV community. It's going to affect the RC aircraft community also. So no one is going to be immune to these proposed change. I would say not changes, but laws that are in things like the CCP Act, or a mixture of the CCP Act along with the First Responder Act and anything else. Because no matter what you do, like I tell people, right today, drones is a low-hanging fruit item. We're a very small community compared to other things that people buy on a daily basis. And a lot of folks have that very nonchalant attitude about this type of legislation going through. And I always tell people, I say, if it's drones today, what is it going to be tomorrow? And this is a classic example. I tell folks, just walk through your house and count the number of things in your home that are made in China. Things in your kitchen, things in your living room. You know, like I say, my office space here, just about all the stuff that I'm using here today, the cameras, my switcher, just about everything here is made in China. You'll see things now that says, oh, it was designed and developed in America, but manufactured in China. And that's what the slave labor law covers, is the manufacturing of goods. So do not be surprised if they start to expand that hold at the ports and everything else. And that's why I try to explain to people, this is not just what comes into the shipyards. Everything we have that lets you come into this country is a port. All our airports, the borders at the north end from Canada and the south end with Mexico, those are ports of entry. So even those folks who live in those northern states that are close to Canada, who want to try to slide across the bridge and go to Best Buy in Canada to buy stuff, there's going to be a time when you come back and they're going to say, do you need to declare something? There's going to be your option right there. You know, do you come clean or do you try to sneak it through, whatever it may be? And then when you try to register it with the FAA, basically you're not going to be able to register it. Because if it's a drone that's not supposed to be in the country due to whatever reasons, you just send up the red flare to everybody that I have a drone that's not supposed to be in the United States. So there will be decisions that you need to make for yourselves and how you would handle that if it gets to that level. I hope it doesn't. I hope the adult people in the room will come to some kind of compromise. What is taking place has not surprised me. I had a feeling years ago there is going to be some level of legislation that's going to come down. I still feel there's going to be more legislation coming down because they have dug in their heels very deep. I would say heels up to their knees. They have dug in that they're going to get something passed here probably by January 20th, if not right after January 20th, when the new administration comes in, that they're going to feel they can get something passed that's going to put the brakes on situation with China and so forth. So I'm not going to keep you guys long. I just want to put this out there in case you haven't heard. And like always, I want to bring you the full amount of information so there is less misinformation or disinformation of what is actually out there. What I've showed you tonight is a copy of the actual email that went out to certain news organizations within the drone community to share to everyone else. So as always, this is Dre, Recovery One Drones. As I always say, hang on, enjoy the ride. And if you enjoy what I'm doing, hit the like button and please subscribe. I would talk to you guys, if not sooner, at least on the 29th for the last call. Later.